Hey guys, Matthews Ballistics here. This is just a car thoughts episode, updates on the channel and projects I'm working on. I have not, for those of you that have been wondering what's happened to the 454 ULR project, I have not abandoned that yet. I've just not had the time to really work on it. Alco Bullets was really nice enough, and they've helped me out a lot, and they've provided me with some good material, hooked me up with some bullets to use. Now, they also actually hooked me up with some 325 grain bullets for this project, or for the ULR project. I just have not gotten to do any testing with them. Haven't gotten to load any. The main thing with the 300 grain ones, I figured out the load data I want to use for the end result, and I think I'm settling on a 34 grains of H110 for the 300 grain bullet. And that should give me about 2,100 feet per second velocity without, damaging the firearm and without ruining the bullet casings. So, with that being said, I have those and they're ready to be, ready to go, ready to shoot them. The rest that I've got, testing's over with. Got the load I want to use. My next step is to get a scope on that rifle, and I'm talking to a couple different companies that make traditional vintage scopes. They're using new glass and new technology, but they're making a vintage style scope that would be period correct for that Browning 1885 that I use. So I'm talking to these guys, and we're working out a deal to hopefully towards the end of summer I will be able to put we're looking at a 10 power scope on there with just standard very fine crosshairs. I like what you would find in the late 1800s, early 1900s type scopes, and I am wanting a full length scope that's going to match the barrel, give it that really cool classic long range shooter look from the mid to late 1800s. And the scope styles, I believe, are typically referred to as a Malcolm scope, and I believe Malcolm, the guy, made lots of different scopes, and he was like, if it was in the 1800s and you needed a scope, chances are you were using one of his scopes. So anyways, I'm really wanting and looking forward to having a vintage scope on this gun, and I've done a bunch of calculations for trajectory because I really want to have this gun set up to where I can actually shoot out to 1,000 yards with it. And of course, on a big heavy bullet like that, only doing about 2,100 to maybe 2,150 out of the muzzle, it's going to lose a lot of speed real quick, and it's going to drop a lot. It's going to have a very fast drop to it. So at 1,000 yards, I think it's going to have something like 500 inches of drop, give or take. And I need to have a scope on there set up to where I can actually dial that up, for that 500 inch drop, out to 1,000 yards. And so I've been talking with a couple companies to see what's going to be my best option, because there's really two companies that make these scopes. Only one company makes it in a 10 power, and their scopes are about twice, almost 3 times as much as the other company's scopes that I've kind of been messaging and talking to them as well. And I kind of like their mounting system a little better. It seems like it's a little more period correct, a little less, for lack of better words, a little less, it's just a better finished product, I think. And I really hope that I can work a deal out with them and get a good scope on this rifle and really give it that really classic feel and look. And even though I know I'm shooting a modern cartridge out of it with experimental bullets, basically we're shooting an experimental cartridge because I'm shooting at load data that's not published anywhere, well above any published load data for the 454 Casull cartridge. And so I've got a lot still to work on. I am going to get onto the 325 grain ones, and I think that the 325s, I don't know, from what I understand, the guy that makes the bullets said that to me that, you know, they're originally designed for these smokeless inline, or, you know, modern muzzlers that use smokeless powder. He said that the 325s didn't perform out of his gun at distance better than the 300s. He said the 300s seemed to be the perfect round, so the 325s actually didn't give him the same performance. That it was, you know, not just not as good accuracy wise and stuff at longer distances. So the 325s, I think I'll probably load for I don't know, a hunting round or a hunting load. And I'm gonna probably try to get them to around 1900 feet per second, maybe 2000, which would be an immense amount of muzzle energy with 325 grains at 2000 feet per second. We're talking well into the, you know, low to mid 3,000 foot-pound area. You know, like 3,200, maybe 3,300 foot-pounds, give or take, which would be way more than enough to, you know, actually do any hunting with. But I think that's what I'm probably going to do with them. But I'm also going to do some cool testing with them, because I've got, I think I've got like 54, 55 of those bullets. So I'm going to work up a load, and then, you know, load 5 of them for hunting season and just stick those back, and then the rest of them I'm gonna play with, and we'll shoot them through different things and just see how they perform penetration wise and that sort of thing. So I have not abandoned the 454 Casull project. I know that there's a few y'all that only watch my channel for that project, and my biggest hang up right now is getting the money and the time to get a scope properly mounted to this rifle, and one that's going to work on this rifle. And I didn't want to just, you know, slap a modern scope on it. I wanted to go more authentic with the feel on it. That's just me. I just think that those scopes really look cool. So anyways, I just want to give y'all some updates on what I've got going on. Also, I'm working on making my own black powder right now, and I'm also working on, I've got a couple other things too. The black powder project, the 454 Casull project, and turning the copper 223 bullets, which, by the way, I bought copper to do 357, 38, and anything 45 caliber. I also bought copper for that, which now that I know it can be done, I think to do any of those projects again in the future, I'm going to be working on buying a lathe, and the lathe that I'm looking at getting is about $800, one of those tabletop lathes, and I think it'll work for what I want it to do. It'll do just fine. So anyways, I just wanted to give y'all some updates on that, and just wanted to let you know 454 Casull long range project, the ultra long range project, is still on, and I'm going to be trying to get back towards working on that as soon as I can. So thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.